So how did we end up in Mauritius? That is the big question.
Don't splash me.
The car is all
Chinese.
Chinese.
You can, if you know Chinese, I'd have to like YouTube that and figure out how to do everything. And when you get in the car does speak to you in Chinese, very softly. I don't know what it says, but I'm sure something like welcome. I don't know, but yeah, it's all in Chinese except for this. We have this is good. Now I know what I'm doing.
So a couple years ago, we were just feeling restless. I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think restless is definitely a good word for what we were both feeling at the time. Yeah, just trying to figure out what God really wanted for us in our life. And so we were restless. I think it's a good word.
Yeah, just really actually wanting to be intentional with the time that we have here. That's actually where the name for our channel came from. The intentional piece of it is something we've really desired to incorporate more and more into our life, is using our time in an intentional manner, regardless of what area of our life that is. So we started praying. Jake was feeling called more towards ministry, kind of out of the public school system. He was a teacher in the public school system for 11 years, and just seeing rapid change in that arena and feeling like there would potentially be things coming that may not line up with
a biblical worldview.
Yeah, with
I
a
would
biblical
say.
worldview.
Yeah.
So we took a leap with travel nursing and spent the summer in Kansas on Jake's break and really loved it. And so just really felt like that would be our next season. Didn't feel like it would be a long-term season, just for the fact that Jake has a desire to be in the provider role versus me in that role. And I enjoy being home with the kids more versus, working 312s. So we went to Kansas, loved that. Jake was able to put in for a sabbatical, and so we headed up to Alaska, as you guys have seen, and we were there for about 6 months. And it's so interesting how the Father uses different people in our past or different experiences to help, guide us on our walk with Him. We actually, when we were in Alaska, we were praying about what the next step would be. And a missionary's son who had stayed with us some years ago, he reached out to us to share with us about an organization that partnered believing teachers with schools around the world that you could share Jesus, share Yeshua through education. And we just really started praying on that, feeling like that was potentially the next step for us. And it was just crazy to, in the midst of a pandemic, no less, when people are struggling and there's so much uncertainty, that He just cleared mountain after mountain for us in order to make a way for us to be here. And we just want to share that testimony with you and just encourage you that, if you're feeling called towards the mission field, that you don't have to be in fear, and you can just trust that the Father will provide for you, that He will move the mountains that need to be moved if that's what He's calling you to. And so we laid out a few fleeces, so to speak, to really test to hear what the Father was speaking to us. Reminds you the story of Gideon, where he laid out a fleece and he said, what was he asking for?
In the Bible, Gideon says, I want you to confirm this to me, make like the grass dry and the fleece wet. And then he flips it around and he says, make the grass wet and the fleece dry. And so he throws out that fleece in order for God to confirm to him what he is supposed to do and that he's hearing everything right. So that's pretty much what we did.
And it was something we wanted to be really sure of, because moving your family to an island in the middle of the Indian Ocean, in the middle of a pandemic, is not something that you take lightly. And so we just really wanted to be certain that that's what we were hearing. And it was really, really cool to just see those mountains moved. The first fleece, if you will, that we put out was, we had some people that were staying in our house in St. Louis, and we had committed to them that they could stay in our house for 6 to 12 months. And one thing that Jake and I take pretty seriously is our word. So if we give someone our word, it's as a vow to us. So we don't want to go back on our vows. The Bible is pretty clear about not doing so. And so it was a fleece for us. So after we were praying on this, we just said, you know what? If this is something that the Father's leading us to, He's going to move the mountains for us, and we just need to walk in that. And that's not going to come through us breaking a vow when His Word tells us that we shouldn't break our vows. And so we just prayed and said, okay, we've committed this to them, but we need to sell the house before we leave. And so if it's His will, it would be somehow taken care of. And it was, I don't know, the next day, 2 days later.
And it was pretty soon afterwards. I don't remember what it was.
It was really soon afterwards, where the people that were staying in our house messaged us and were like, hey guys, we need to talk. We're really sorry, but we found a house that we want to buy, and we're going to be moving out a lot faster than we anticipated. And, it was really cool. We got to share with them like, hey, this is actually a testimony for us because this is what we were praying about. And, this timing isn't by accident. So, it's a blessing for you guys. You found a house. It's a blessing for us that, we're going to be able to have ours vacant to sell it. So that was the first mountain we saw moved. The next one was our house, we bought it as a foreclosure, and it still had some repairs to do. So it wasn't like it's not like this picture perfect move-in ready house. It's kind of a handyman special. So we reached out to some friends of ours who I had jokingly talked to a couple years ago. They were looking for a house, hadn't found one, and I jokingly made reference to, hey, if they might want to buy our house. And so, at the time it wasn't serious, but I went back to her and just said, hey, do you guys want to buy our house? Like, we're really heavily praying about going on the mission field, so what do you think? And they came over and they looked at it. We're like, yeah, we'll buy it. Which, again, I realize that the market is crazy amazing right now, but like I said, our house wasn't this like finished move-in ready place, but so it was a blessing to us, blessing to them. So that was another mountain, that was moved. So we came home from Alaska, got all packed up, got COVID in the process. So that was a little crazy because we got COVID while we were trying to pack the house. So no one could come and help us pack the house, and we were sick and trying to pack our house, and they were selling their house, so there wasn't any room for, hey, let's delay the closing to get past this or anything like that. So got it done, got the stuff out of there, and it delayed our arrival here, but in the process we also are working on support raising, because we are here solely because of the generosity of others and those who want to see the gospel go forth. And so super thankful for that. But again, just in a time where people are struggling with job loss and different things like that, we were just abundantly blessed as far as being able to raise our support. And thank you very much if you are one of our partners and you're watching this. We really appreciate you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get more notifications on when we put out new videos about our ministry and adventures here in Mauritius. See you on the next video.